This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the press conference here for the Wasserman Boxing, Sky Sports and Boxer show from the SSE Arena in Wembley. I'm joined by my old mate. Do you know what? Can I say one thing to you?
I'm quite speechless. That was a bit of a Buffer-esque introduction. So, fantastic, KUGAN. Fantastic.
Do you know what day you were really quiet, I noticed?
Yeah.
Sunday.
I was quiet. I was shocked. No, I wasn't shocked at all. You saw the interview with Umar. You think I was quiet? Did you think I was quiet?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're goading me to.
What?
I told Umar football is. I'm not a football fan. I've stopped.
You talk by my leg with so much bollocks, Kalle. I'll tell you why.
He's got. I lasered it off. I've got Spurs tattoo. It's lasered off.
Every time you're
no game because I was fed up after the Chelsea game. Nacho out. That's all I'll say. I'm not
schooled in that first half, weren't you?
I was horrible. You know what made it more horrible? I was actually in Riga, right? I was over for the press stuff with Breedis for a fight next week. So, but I'm in the hotel room in Riga. By the way, I've got Umar who's asked me for an interview for post-fight Joshua reaction and stuff like that. When I've said doing that, and then I forgot. Oh my God, no! I think, thank God it's not KUGAN. Thank God it's not KUGAN. And then I'm sitting there, and I've got the telly on in the background. It's already 3-0 after half hour, and I'm on phone calls trying to find an opponent for Eubank this Saturday. Well, we had the standby there, and luckily. He made good. Standbys often say, "Oh, well, it's too late now," but he held his word. Moratov, he was in training, so all good. But what a nightmare! Worst Sunday of my life.
Let's talk about the show this week. Obviously, Chris in action against Muratov.
I'm just happy I'm not co-promoting with Frank Warren on Saturday night because that would be too much Arsenal in a week.
Hello. Your brother just casually walking past there with a bottle of Wow Hydrate.
Absolutely. This weekend, officially brought to you by Wow Hydrate. Go hydrate yourself.
Kalle, just run me through the show this week. Obviously, Chris Eubank headlining, as we said, against Muratov. We know we've spoken about December. And you've said there's going to be a big fight for Chris, but he's got a job to do on Saturday.
Not looking past Saturday. Lots of options out there. I've said, there's world title fights and there's big British dust-ups, and there's obviously that legacy fight with Golovkin that he's so craves for, which we're in good discussions for that to happen next year. But at the same time, there are those world title fights out there, whether it's Andrade, whether it's Murato, who is supposed to be fighting Golovkin, and that's still a very COVID-affected event, I believe. But there's also the big British ones out there. Billy Joe. He's not fighting Billy Joe in December. Billy Joe, as far as I'm aware, is not even near a gym probably before December. So that's not on the list. So everyone calling out for that fight in December. That is, that's a fight that we'll see, I'm sure, if Billy decides to continue his career, which I think we all hope he does. He's a fighting man, and I think that's a fight we'd love to make, and I think Billy wants it, Junior wants it, and that's something that would be a huge fight for next year, but that won't be in December.
after Billy Joe.
Unrealistic things, but after Billy Joe, Liam Williams, fantastic domestic bust-up, it's on the list. And I think that's a fight. The build-up alone will be, there's not much love lost between them two. Andrade, it's a big fight as well. So there's lots of fights that, and these are fights, by the way, that we're not going to go into. It's not fresh discussions. Let's put it that way. So there's something that we'll move on quickly.
Okay, but like you said, job to do for Chris Eubank Jr. on Saturday before anything else. On the card this week, obviously Richard Riakporhe returns. Very interesting to see kind of where he is. You've got another cruiserweight, Miguel Lawal, who
comes out of a gym that we sponsored for many years from an area around. Well, we're from North London, from Stonebridge, So we know Mikhail well. Really good kid and a good talent.
Obviously, you've got Matty Harris as well in action.
Matty Harris was supposed to be on the card, but he hasn't received his license yet, so he's going to be on later in the year. But we have got Harvey Horn, fantastic talent who hasn't had that inactivity. A big West Ham fan, have a big following down here on Saturday. You've got Linus Adofia. He's probably the most advanced of our guys on Saturday night in terms of the stage of the career. He's just been announced as British mandatory with Felix Cash, which is a great fight. Felix Cash for me also a very good talent in British boxing, and of course Razor Ali, the man Razor Ali. People, a story second to none. Honestly, second to none. I say it. No, when I met him, the story when he told me, I've got to say, the eyes were wet, and it don't happen often with me. It's an incredible story. The guy was homeless 4 or 5 years ago. He had to clean the gym in the nights to get his membership for free. He was living in the gym, and his first chance at amateur, he bangs the guy out like in his first fight. And we'll see. He's now on the big stage, and fantastic character. So looking forward to see him Saturday night.
And a new era for yourselves as well as Sky Sports and obviously Boxer. It'd be interesting to kind of see with all the changes happening in UK boxing. This is just one of them.
I never read too much into changes. I think it's always great to have competition, fresh names and fresh platforms. And Sky Sports has been the home of boxing for so long in the UK. And I think they've done a fantastic job. They've stuck with boxing for so many years. Also, when boxing was down, when they didn't need to really do boxing, they were there. Mustn't forget that. The sort of the pre-Matchroom years. Then together with Matchroom, took it to phenomenal levels. And that is turn it off. Some fella over there, cheeky. And you look at that, and that went to such heights, and now it's about keeping that. But listen, Sky, is synonymous with UK sport. It's what we do at the weekends. It's part of our lives. So what a fantastic platform, and I don't make too much around promoter changes and things like that. I think we big ourselves up a bit much. Yeah, no one's really that interested. It's about getting the good fights on and how you get them. And by the way, co-promotions, all this. You name me a big fight that hasn't been a co-promotion in the last 5 years. I'll challenge it, right? Last weekend, Matchroom, K2, Canelo plant coming up, Canelo Management Promotions, and PBC. All the big ones are. When we do the World Boxing Super Series, we work with every promoter. Not a single promoter we haven't worked with. We even managed almost to get Frank and Eddie at a presser together. Had Ryan Burnett and who's the Frank guy? It was Tete. They were supposed to meet in the semi-final. I had it in. They had to appear at the press conference together. Imagine that, That would have been real service to boxing, being Frank and Eddie together at a presser. No, so, unfortunately it didn't happen in the end, but, you have to work with other promoters and, never say never in boxing. And, it's, obviously this is, with Boxer, it's a very fresh relationship, and, it's the first night on Saturday.
Kalle, just touching back from the weekend, I know you spoke to Umar, but it looks like from what Eddie Hearn's saying that Joshua Wall is going to, or already has exercised his rematch clause with Alexander Usyk. Is that the right thing to do in your opinion?
Listen, first of all, it's definitely the right thing to do legally, because you don't wait till the last day to do it. You put it out there straight away, because you can still negotiate how and when and where. Yeah? So, yes, absolutely the right message. And by the way, I watched that the post-fight presser I mean, AJ is on fire. Yeah? I mean, I've rarely heard such a. I mean, that's when you talk about positive mental speaking. Wow, full credit to the man. Yeah, I mean, he really. I was driven by his words. I don't personally think there's that much he needs to change. I think he just needs to let the bloody hands go. Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's the middle rounds where he let his hands go a bit, but not like the AJ of old where he's throwing them and jumping on his man. You know, he was a predator. I said in the pre-fight predictions, I thought he would jump on him late. But Usyk is brilliant at that leg work, and he gets hit, he rides the punch, he moves. So I don't know. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I was thinking, why don't they do Usyk versus Fury after Fury spanked Wilder? So I think you do Usyk Fury.
This was Bob Arum's suggestion the other day
because you give him extra time in the gym. These are, by the way, these are heavyweights. So. It's a statement to go out and say February, March. A hell of a statement. Top marks to Joshua as an athlete. Phenomenal. But I don't know. Why don't you do Usyk Fury? Fury Usyk, a big unification.
And the winner to fight Joshua.
And Hrgovic in between. I've said that with a straight face. What are we going to do with El Animal? You won't see me again. You'll eat me if I don't deliver that. So... yeah,
no, I mean, just for their situation, let's
forget my role here
for a second.
But let's forget the role of the mandatories.
We're not forgetting.
See the grin on KUGAN's face right now.
We're not forgetting El Animal.
We're not El Animal because he's going to be over soon, KUGAN. I'm not telling you when, right? Suddenly we're going to be doing this interview and I'm going to see him in the background coming towards us. And I'll tell you, he is. So no, but forgetting all the mandatories, let's forgetting Gideon, forget Hrgovic. Yes, that's the way to do it. So did Bob say that as well?
Bob suggested it. Yeah, he said that if Fury beats Wilder, Fury fight Usyk, Joshua fights the winner.
I'm commenting on it in a way as a fan. Yes, we have some vested interest in heavyweight boxing, but as a fan, so Bob is involved. But obviously Bob only controls that side of it. But listen, it's wise words. I just think that makes the fight for AJ bigger. It makes for everyone. It's a bit of a win-win. But I'm not involved, so I haven't really got much to say. It's just my personal comment. Just asked on that.
Just finally, Kalle, Probellum have announced a deal with Wasserman Germany. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, we're super excited. It's a big deal for Germany, multi-fight, multi-year, bringing over big international names. We start in December, then we roll on, December, February, April, already announced. So like 3 dates, boom, off the bat today. So fantastic. I mean, it's a super exciting announcement. And by the way, people talk about lockdown and COVID. Listen, if you rewind, during COVID, we've had DAZN going global. We've had Triller turn up for the good or the bad, whatever people think about it. It still is a new boxing platform. We've had Probellum. There's been all these new things with a new era at Sky Sports. Matchroom going into DAZN. All these big things have been happening, and I just think it's great. I mean, we're excited as global promoters. I know, people see us watch IFL mainly. Not too many German IFL viewers yet. I mean, I know you're working on the German, but in general, people see us as somehow as UK. But we are always thinking globally. And last week was Austria. This week is in London. Obviously, we are in London in the rain. And next week we're off to Latvia. And it continues from there. We go to Norway, Germany, back to the UK somewhere, and then just before Christmas we have an event in Denmark. So, boxing's opening up again. We got fans back, and that's fantastic for everyone.
Okay, if you could answer this very quickly, I know I keep saying last one, but Breedis is in action obviously very soon. Breedis Okoli, how? Yeah, I know. It's the obvious question to ask you.
I can see what you're thinking, brother. Look, I feel a bit Groundhog Day-ish here. Yeah? After the last fight, we spoke about this as well. You called me up. We're in lockdown. Zoom, over Zoom, and there's me and you talking. Cody's called out Breeders. I said, yeah, fantastic. In fact, I think I've put a tweet out going, let's do it. And by the way, I did this on Saturday night again. Put a tweet out. Let's do this. And the reaction on the let's do this. I'm waiting a little bit from their side. I don't know. I haven't had like this rush of energy from that side to do it, but I'm excited. I do think Lawrence wants to fight. Eddie, we'll be talking shortly. But yeah, it's a great fight, and it's a fight we should make. You know, we've also got a tough fight with Artur Man next week in Germany. We've got a mandatory from Australia with Jay Octopi, and it's exciting times.
Okay, Kalle Sauerland, thank you very much for your time. We'll catch up with you after the show on Saturday, and best of luck. Hope everything goes well, my friend.
KUGAN, good to have you back. Over and out.